Hi viewers, my name is Godwin and I am studying in 10th standard. So lots of people in my age are having doubts about science, especially science. So I am here to clarify your doubts. So I am selecting the chapter 1, chemical reactions and equations. So let us go through this chapter. So I am going to upload a series of videos about this topic. So please subscribe and like my channel and click on the bell notification so that you can be updated by the latest videos of my channel. So let's go into the chapter. So at the starting of the chapter, that is chemical reactions and equations, they have given us a few examples. In each case, that is, they are given nearly 6 examples. So in each case there is a reaction that is done with the actual matter and the added matter. So we have learned this type of reactions in class 8th and 9th. So they are not giving a detailed answer about this, but they are saying that whenever a chemical change occurs, we say that a chemical reaction has taken place. Yeah. So many people might have doubt that even what a chemical reaction is. So to clear the doubt, there are three examples which is given in the book. At the first example, we can know that magnesium ribbon which burns in air and which turns into white powder. And at the second experiment, they have given lead nitrate solution which is mixed with potassium iodide solution. And at the third activity, which is taking a few zinc granules which are diluted in hydrochloric acid. So after giving this, they have given a few steps to know that how a chemical reaction can be identified. In other words, how can we identify that whether a chemical reaction has happened or not? So the first one is change in color, and the second one is change in state, and the third is evolution of gas, and the fourth is change in temperature. These four changes is an identity to know that whether a chemical reaction has taken place or not. If these four things has not happened in a reaction, so we can't say that whether a chemical reaction has taken place or. So let us discuss the first subtopic, that is chemical reactions. So let us discuss that how to write a chemical reaction in this. So if we write the chemical reaction in words, that is, if magnesium is reacted with oxygen, it gives rise to magnesium oxide. Do you think this is very easy to write in exam? So they have given it in short sentences, because so they write magnesium as Mg, oxygen as O. So if we combine this, we get some elements, compounds, etc., etc. So that is why we are writing chemical equations. So when we discussed about that magnesium ribbon is burning in air and turns into white powder. So we can write this reaction, this equation into a reaction. So we can, the reactants are magnesium and oxygen, that we know. So this is in the left hand side. And when it reacts, that when it magnesium reacts with oxygen, it gives rise to magnesium oxide. That is the product. The things which we add are the reactants, and the last product is our answer. That is, it is our product. That is, the magnesium oxide is our product, and the magnesium and oxygen are our reactants. So to understand this, they are given more examples, and they have given us the explanation for the left hand side and the right hand side. The left hand side contains the reactants. So in EC I am going to say that the left hand side. So try to know your left. The left hand side is the reactant and the right hand side is the product. So let us go to the next topic, that is writing a chemical equation. So there are more type of chemical equations. So some is normal chemical equation, skeletal chemical equations. So we are going to discuss in brief in this video. So a chemical reaction, chemical equation represents a chemical reaction. If you recall the formula of magnesium and oxygen and magnesium oxide, the above word equation can be written as Mg plus O2 gives rise to magnesium oxide, that is MgO. Like what I explained in the previous topic, this is its brief explanation. So they are saying that this equation is a skeletal equation, that is this equation is not a balance, so we are going to balance it in the next sections. So first we should know that if a equation is not balanced because the mass is not same, because see, magnesium has one atom and oxygen here has two atoms, so we should have that the product should be magnesium one atom and oxygen two atom, that is magnesium oxide. We say magnesium oxide, but in the equation there is only magnesium oxygen, so this is an unbalanced equation. So these type of equations which has not been balanced in both sides are called skeletal equations. So the next topic is balanced chemical equations. In the late 9th standard, we have studied the Dalton's atomic theory that if there is a chemical reaction which takes place, then neither the atom can be created nor destroyed. It conveys us that in a chemical reaction, the atoms remains the same. Then no atoms will be added or no atoms will be taken out from the chemical reaction. So there is no exchange of atoms in the reaction. So the atoms will stay where it is. So if the reactant has an atom less in it, it says that the reaction is not correct. So we should balance the reaction. That is balancing the equation in both the sides. So we are going to see it brief in this video. So they are given an example that zinc plus sulfuric acid, which gives zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. This is a word equation. This can be represented as in its formulas, that is zinc's formula is Zn and sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, which gives rise to, these are the, as I already said, the LHS is the reactants. The zinc and the sulfuric acid are the reactants, and which give rise to zinc sulfate, that is ZnSO4. Sulfate is a short for SO4 plus hydrogen, that is H2. That is zinc sulfate and hydrogen are the products of the reaction. So how to balance the equation? In an NCERT textbook, in the topic balanced chemical equations, at the end of the page they have given a box. This is the way how to balance the equation. You might have studied lots of shortcut or short methods for the equations, but to score, if the question is for a 5 mark, you should score nearly out of 5 mark, they should give us 4.5 mark. So you should draw the box. The box is very important. So draw the box and write the elements which are present in it. For example, in the above experiment there is zinc, sulfuric acid and hydrogen. So we should write the elements in the box. Sulfur, oxygen. So sorry, I missed the two elements. So we should write there should be 3 columns, and at the first column we should write elements, and at the second column the number of atoms in the reaction and the number of atoms in the product of each element. For example, in the element zinc, the number of atoms in the reactant is 1 and the product is also 1, and the hydrogen is 2 and the product of the hydrogen is also 2. The sulfur is 1, the product of sulfur is also 1. The oxygen is 4 and the product of oxygen is also 4. So we can say that this is a balance. But how can we know that if it's unbalanced? Think that the zinc has 1 atom in it and the product is 4. and the hydrogen has 2 and the product is 6. Oxygen has 4 and the product is 8. So this equation is unbalanced. So we need to balance these equations. So they are given an example for balancing. Fe plus H2O gives rise to Fe3O4 plus H2. So draw a map in your mind. So for namesake I am saying this. Fe. In the reactant place, Fe has only one atom. But if you see in the product, there are 3 atoms. So 2 atoms are missing in Fe. So what can we do? In the reactant place, add 2 before Fe. Add 3, sorry 3. 3 before Fe. That makes 3 atoms of iron. And see the product Fe3, correct. We have done it right. And see the oxygen in the product, that is 4 atoms. But in a reactant place, there is only 1 atom of oxygen. So let us try to do this. Add 4 before hydrogen 2 molecules. That makes hydrogen 8 molecules and oxygen 4 molecules. So we have balanced the oxygen molecule, but what can we do? The hydrogen is doubled. So let us take hydrogen in the product, that is 2. We need to be balanced furthermore. Here in the reactant place hydrogen is 8. So let us add the multiples. 4. 4 atoms of hydrogen into 2. 8. So you balanced it. So the equation should be 3Fe plus 4H2, correct? Yes. So the answer would be like this, Fe3O4 plus H2. So this is the answer. So try doing lots and lots. Think of yourself and do lots of examples on it, and you can nearly succeed it. So let us go for the next place. So they are given step by step for these reactions. So you can study this, go through this. Nearly 2 pages are for this verification. So they're writing the symbols of physical states and how I said that to equate the boxes, draw boxes. So these are very important to score full marks in balancing, because in each board exams they will even ask 1 or 2 questions in balancing the equation. Not for 5 marks, they would ask for 3 marks, 4 marks. So we need to write these boxes and the explanations for scoring full marks. So today's video we can wind up from this. So in the upcoming videos I will be telling about the types of chemical equations, that is combination reaction and decomposition reactions and something displacements. So this lesson is a bit pure, like I think this lesson is very interesting. If you try hard, this lesson will be more interesting, because this lesson contains more 1 mark questions, because this lesson contains a lot of balanced equations, unbalanced equations, and lot of symbols related to this. They might even ask the symbols for 1 marks, 2 marks. So thorough this lesson as far as you can. So let us see in the next video. Viewers, but last but not least, please subscribe my channel and like, comment, share. Share to your friends, because not only you, your friends are need also to be benefited from this. So please share this video to all of your friends.